is the face of the Northeast in India's film industry. Adil Hussain, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror. Now, can I start by asking you how you react to what has happened in Calcutta at the Salt Lake Stadium, where students of the Northeast and Darjeeling have been racially abused? I was just telling our viewers that those are remarks that I can't even put on screen or repeat here on the broadcast.
Well, I think this is a very, very, as I would quote Sri Aurobindo, he says that he calls this attitude of the othering is a lower movement which comes from a very base instinct of looking at somebody who doesn't look like or feel like close to you or similar to you, to find a way to focus on the dissimilarities rather than the similarities that you have. And this is a very normal human tendency. Little education, a little evolved people, by any means that they have evolved, would probably behave differently. But unfortunately, our education system, which is left over of the British system, does have any kind of wisdom or humanities left in it, or it does not educate us to look at others with compassion and empathy. And I think we can see the result of that, not only looking down at somebody from the Northeast, but also we find hundreds of other ways to look at others and find dissimilarities between us and trying to put ourselves above the other. And it's very unfortunate, and I think it's very tragic.
You come from Assam, part of the Northeast. Have you faced this sort of behavior? You don't have the typical Northeastern features, as they would say, but have you been at the receiving end as well at any point of your career?
Not because I'm an Assamese. I have an advantage. You see, if you look at my face, I don't really look like I am from, typical Assam, because I'm 1/4 racially Assamese. My mother's mother was half Assamese, and the other half was something else, and it's a long story. So my face had that advantage. I have not. But having said that, I have faced discrimination in my hometown if I go from my neighborhood to the other neighborhood. If I had come from Gwalpara to the capital city, Guwahati, because Gwalpara is not used to be sort of, people from Upper Assam would look down at the Lower Assam because we are not Assamese enough. We are not pure Assamese. We have certain elements of the culture from West Bengal or the Bengali culture because it's bordering Bangladesh and West Bengal. So those kind of discrimination I have faced. And I think that is, as I said, we will find, like, I would disagree with you because you like Coca-Cola and I like Pepsi. So these tendencies are so common, but not necessarily natural, I would say. And it doesn't surprise me when in Kolkata, people from Northeast or from Sikkim or Darjeeling are being are being discriminated. But I would also ask, I would also like to find out, and from certain data, that the people, those who go from the mainland India towards the northeastern states inside, do they face discrimination as well? You see what I mean? I think that is also, we should find out about that. And then we will understand, if we understand the root cause of the problem, and then probably then only we'll understand how to resolve it. So it is not that people of the Northeast are only facing. People from South India, when they come to North India, they face not only because of the, what do you call that, transmigration, but they also face in film industry. Like most of the South Indian actors, those who work in Hindi films, either they are villains and most of the North Indian Bombay actor, those who work in South India, they work as villains there. Like Danny Dengjongpa used to be only given villain roles quite often, like more than often. So this idea of the other, if we don't address the root cause of it, like why we're scared of the other person who doesn't look like us, this needs a very, very systematic approach so that we can uproot that fear that people possess within themselves, and that's animal instinct.
You're talking about, Adil Hussain, reverse migration, reverse racism, I beg your pardon, and that very much is a reality. What you're talking about is very much a reality as well, which adds another layer to this entire debate. But can I ask you, there are many people who are watching these pictures on their Twitter handles. They are actually hearing the abuses that have been hurled at students from the Northeast and Darjeeling. And they're saying, look, this happens across the world. This happens in England. This happens in Russia. For heaven's sake, this is a soccer match. Passions will fly. And with that, slurs will tumble out. Don't take it so seriously. Can we brush away what has happened in Calcutta with that very dismissive attitude to what has happened?
No, I don't think we should not brush away any kind of such extreme incidences, because then we are not addressing it. First, you have to recognize that this problem is there. Then we have to find a way how to remove it, how to treat it, how to heal. Unless we recognize that this is a problem, it will continue. Like the apartheid in South Africa, they recognized it, they fought for it, and they got out of it. So you cannot brush aside. Anything you brush aside or shove it under the carpet will fester, and it will become more. It will be a disease, and it will be a cancerous disease. I don't think one should cast aside at all.
Adil Hussain, we leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Our reporter tells us that there has been no FIR that has been filed till now in that case. Once that does happen, we'll have some more details as to what exactly transpired. For the moment, Adil Hussain, thank you very much for joining us. On that note, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. There's much more on the other side. Do stay with us.